Cap Kennedy, Secret Agent of the Spaceways. Hi, I'm Gary Lovisi, and this time we're going to take a look at the Cap Kennedy series of paperback novels written by Gregory Kern and published by Door Books from 1973 to 1975. Cap Kennedy was actually Captain Kennedy. He was a modern version of Captain Future and a kind of a science fictional version of Doc Savage, more science fiction. It was kind of a little based on Star Trek, a little based on E. Doc Smith's Lensman series, super science fiction, but always exciting pulp adventure. The series was begun by Door Books and by Donald A. Wollheim, who wanted to start such a series for Door Books when he started them in 1972. And he got a writer to begin the first book, and that was E.C. Tubb, the famous, well-known British science fiction writer. And there were 15 Door Books published, numbered from 1 to 15 in the series from 73 to 1975. And then there were two later ones, which I'll mention. All of this comes from an extremely well written and detailed article in Paperback Parade number 87 by Philip Harbottle. And here's a picture of E.C. Tubb. And the article goes into all of how Tubb wrote the series. Talks about his earlier books, which some of the books he used ideas and inspiration for. Shows the early books in the Cap Kennedy Door series, and even these some of the British ones published by Muse Books. So that's in Paperback Parade number 87. Captain Future is like Captain Future. Cap Kennedy worked for Fate, F-A-T-E, the free-acting Terran envoys. He was a secret agent of space, and he also had three similar to like Captain Future. He had three partners or teammates that worked with him who had also special powers. And the books are really, really cool. They're all numbered. Here's the spines of them. These are the first 15. And it's interesting, they don't have the Door Collector's book number. They all have just the UT or UT prefix with the 4-digit number. But they all have the number of series of the books. They all have Galaxy of the Lost is the first book, and it was by Gregory Kern. They're all by Gregory Kern, who turned out to be E.C. Tubb. Actually, what happened was Wollheim wanted to have a variety of writers do the books, and it turned out that E.C. Tubb wrote 2 books to start the series off, and Wollheim liked them so much that he ended up having Tubb write the whole series. So he wrote all 17 books in the series. And this was at the time when he was also writing his other, even more famous series, the Doomerist of Earth series. But Cap Kennedy by Gregory Kern is a cool series. And just to show you, they all had frontispiece illustrations by Jack Gorgan and covers by Gorgan. Only book number 15 had a cover by Eddie Jones. Number 2 is Slave Ship from Surgan. That's the cover. And I'm just going to show you some of the interior illustrations because some of them are pretty cool. So we'll go kind of quick. Slave Ship from Surgan. They're all super science. They're 126 pages slim paperbacks. But this was like the age, the time in the 70s and before when science fiction novels, you could write a whole novel in 126 or 150 pages, and it was fine. You didn't have to pad it out. Next one, number 3, is Monster from Metalays. And all of these, some of the interior illustrations are pretty nice. They fight Cap Kennedy and his, later on he becomes, he has a team of 3 additional people that help him. They have special powers. And they fight all kinds of creatures, aliens. They fight drugs that take over planets and people's minds. That's like The Enemy Within the Skull. Is a story where they actually fall into an alternate world which acts like a drug. And once they go into that world, they'll do anything to get back into it. And getting back into it is where they have the problem. So it acts like a drug. That's number 4, Enemy Within the Skull. Number 5 is The Jewel of Jaren. And some of the Jack Goyen covers are pretty nice. I mean, they have a certain style to them. He did interior illustrations also. And again, they all have the door number down here, and they don't have the door collector's number. You know, a lot of door books have that. This series doesn't, but it does have, you know, the number 5 in the series. Number 6 in the series is CT Alert, and that's CT is counter-Terran matter or antimatter, and antimatter has been introduced to matter, and there's been catastrophic results. Cap Kennedy has to save the universe from imminent destruction. These are really fun space opera, super science books. And next, number 7 is The Golian Gate. Another great monster illustration. Very pulp oriented because they were by E.C. Tubb, who was the master of action adventure space science fiction, pulp science fiction. Number 8 is The Eater of Worlds, alien power, force that basically consumes planets. And that's number 8. Number 9 is Earth Enslaved. And it's Earth Enslaved. Number 9, the interior illustration. These are fun to read. Planet of Dread is number 10. And very Sword and Planets, fantasy adventure, science fiction adventure. Number 11 is Spawn of Laban. And the inside. I like the illustrations inside. The black and white illustrations add to the charm of these books. These are pretty nice books. They're cool to read. They're fun. They're quick reads. Not earth-shaking in science fiction, but a lot of fun. Number 12 is The Genetic Buccaneer. Very Star Trek kind of illustration, I think. I think the books were somewhat influenced by Star Trek and by Doc Savage, but also very much by E.E. Doc Smith's Lensman series, and of course Captain Future, which they were specifically patterned after. Number 13 is A World of Flame. It's number 13. And the inside, World of Flame. Number 14 is The Ghost of Epidaurus. 14. And number 15, which actually is the last one in basically the series that from 73 to 1975, is Mimics of Delphine. And this one has an Eddie Jones cover. And Eddie Jones inside Illo, black and white Illo, which is very different from the ones that Jack Gorgan did. And that's the 15 Door book series. There's 17 in the series. What happened is they stopped the series at number 15, and then a year later, number 16 came out, but it wasn't numbered. That's Beyond the Galactic Lens. I don't have that book, unfortunately. And years later, in 1983, book number 17 came out, and it was not numbered either, and that was the Galacticide, which is like a galactic Olympic. Came out at the time of the Olympics, and 1983, and it was like a Space Olympics kind of story. That was number 17. So the last two, the first 15 in the series are numbered, and they all came out from 1973 to 1975. A year later, 76, number 16 came out, Beyond the Galactic Lens, but it didn't have a number on it. It was Gregory Kern also, and it was written by E.C. Tubb, and number 17 was the Galacticide by Kern, by Tubb, from 1983. The books were reprinted in many languages, German, Italian, Japanese, Dutch, Swedish, all throughout Europe, and the British Muse books, MEWS, Muse books in 1976 reprinted the first 6 books in the series as Fate, the free-acting Terran Empire, Envoy, which is Cap Kennedy was an agent of Fate, and he was one of the secret agent, their best secret agent. So these are pretty cool books. If you like pulp science fiction, if you like Doc Smith, if you like Captain Future, you're going to like these books. You may have read Doc Smith and Captain Future and loved them, and here's an additional series that you may not be aware of. The 17 books in Cap Kennedy are pretty cool, a lot of fun, not deep science fiction, head-scratching stuff, but just fun pulp adventure, action, and thrills. And E.C. Tubb was a great writer, and he could really tell a story. So he had a lot of fun with these books, and you'll have a lot of fun reading them. So hope you enjoyed this look at Cap Kennedy, and if you did, share it, and give us a thumbs up and a like, and see you next time. Thanks for looking.